Children of the Faithful, it's time to learn more of Yilmaz, the man that should win Time Magazine's Person of the Year every year, and in this fourth volume we will be introduced to his second mortal enemy, Steve. A cunning foe, Steve was insulting Yilmaz by pointing out all of his flaws, which didn't really need to be verbalised at that point, seeing as Yilmaz was spitting on his arm while he was saying it.
I love how Yilmaz thinks he's such a gangster, but he still sings songs like...
Man, why don't any of you guys watch soccer? It's such a good game.
And while we're on the subject, Yilmaz was once caught with a copy of Made in Manhattan starring Jennifer Lopez in his bag, which he claimed was for his sister. The only problem with that theory being that Yilmaz was an only child.
And to make matters worse for Steve, we had a substitute teacher that day who was less an educator and more just a man that was born without passion. He'd pipe up every now and then and say,
Everyone play, do your work.
So Yilmaz says,
Alright sir, I like your shirt, let's make a deal.
First of all, I don't know how Yilmaz thought that he was in a position to make a deal, but second off, it was a perfect example of how he used to put on this false friendly demeanour anytime he thought he was going to get into trouble, which was completely see-through. But the very fact that it was so unbelievable was what made it charming.
I'll do all of my work for the rest of the class if you tell me how many push-ups you can do in an hour. No, in a minute, sir, in a minute.
Steve pounced on it instantly.
Yilmaz, last PE lesson you said that your back hurt and then you just walked out and bought an ice cream.
So Yilmaz says,
Get your bag, Steve!
Yilmaz throws Steve's bag out the window, and the substitute teacher does so little that it probably would have been exactly the same as doing nothing.
Just doing your study, man.
Steve retrieves his bag and adds salt to the wound. Yilmaz is laughing at him when he gets back into class.
What happened to your bag, Steve? Why was it out there? You should have gone to put it in the locker. It's like $5, bro.
So the next day, Steve comes up with a plan and shares it with a couple of his classmates.
The next day,
After playing Ultimate Frisbee for PE, Yilmaz, predictably, is complaining because he was on the field the entire time yelling.
Pass it! Why pass it, you fucking racist?
No one did, and everyone did it on purpose just to hear him yell insults at us that were too blunt and crude to be offensive.
Hey, Mitchell! I think there's a dildo stuck in your ass, man.
Yilmaz, sit out.
What, miss? I'm concerned for his health.
So after the game, Yilmaz comes into the class venting.
Man, what's with all this ultimate frisbee shit at PE? It's so crap. You just throw around the frisbee. That's the same shit you did to dogs, bro.
Better not pan out too much, Yilmaz. It's a national sport, you get bashed for that.
Steve's plan was to convince Yilmaz that Ultimate Frisbee was a national treasure like AFL or cricket, and Yilmaz offers some semblance of resistance at the beginning, to his credit, with asking questions like,
He's so full of shit, man. Why isn't it on TV then, Steve?
But everyone keeps a solid frame. They keep referring to it as the NUFC until Yilmaz finally says,
NUFC? What does it even stand for, Steve?
Oh my god, Yilmaz, how foreign are you? It's the National Ultimate Frisbee Championship.
Oh yeah, now I remember. Yeah, NUFC. Yeah, I watch it all the time, man. It's the best show. I watch that shit every week.
and in the next sentence becomes an expert on the sport.
But it's a savage game, man. It's so fucking savage.
And as very accurately predicted, Yilmaz, sensing the tension but misreading it entirely, blurts out,
Wait, what's your favourite team, Steve?
The New Zealand Platypuses.
Yes, I love that team, bro. I've been following New Zealand Platypuses my whole life, man. Best team. Wait, yeah, man, New Zealand Platypuses next game, bro.
Probably superfluous to mention this, but New Zealand doesn't have platypuses. They're a uniquely Australian beast. Yilmaz adds to it.
Man, I'm the biggest. I got season tickets. I got that jersey at home.
Really doubt that you do, Yilmaz.
Dickhead, I hang that jersey up on my wall. I'll bring it tomorrow, bro.
How can you? National Ultimate Frisbee Championship doesn't even exist, dickhead.
As usual, which was a daily occurrence for Yilmaz, everyone bursts into laughter, damning him while he's trying to pipe over the top with.
Bro, from the fucking beginning I thought it was bullshit. I don't know why you guys are laughing at me. Yilmaz!
The best part is Yilmaz tries to exact revenge on Steve the very next day with the worst plan I've ever heard of. This is his idea.
Okay, I'm gonna bring this deck of cards to school and then say to Steve,
Where's Steve? Wanna see a card trick, bro?
and when Steve says,
What's the trick?
I'll say,
52 pickup sticks!
It was his deck of cards. Why would Steve feel inclined to pick them up? Yilmaz chooses to go through with the idea regardless, despite a kid on the train telling him that it's a terrible idea.
Where's Steve? Pick a card, me.
Hey Yilmaz, how are the New Zealand Platypuses going this year in the ladder?
And by this stage, the whole year knew, so again, everyone's laughing at him. Yilmaz says in his defense, and at this point, it's not even a day old.
Oh, fuck off, man. It's like the oldest joke now.
Yilmaz!
Despite it being completely ineffective, Yilmaz continued to use that line for 2 years.
Merry Christmas, everyone, and thanks for subscribing.
Please press the subscribe button now. Come on.